I'm aware that this is a bold claim. You will never have wilting hydrangeas ever again. Welcome to Oh So Lovingly, where life imitates art, discovering the beauty in the everyday with whimsy and elegance around every corner. This week, I am so excited to share with you some of my tried and true hydrangea tips. We're going to go to my favorite garden store to get some ideas for new artwork to paint. And I'm sharing with you a couple of my favorite things, favorite places to go, and how we can enjoy the beauty of the world slower and more intentionally, because there is beauty all around us. I'm so happy you're here. Tell me in the comments where you're watching from. We are in prime season for hydrangeas right now, and you can find hydrangea bushes everywhere. Hydrangea plants are everywhere. I usually opt for hydrangea stems in the store. I love the beautiful look of a hydrangea bouquet, but this is 3 days old. And as you can see, we're already quite wilty, aren't we? We're wilting. Not ideal, but it's nothing a little boiling water can't fix. You heard me right. It's not just hot. I'm talking boiling. To bring your hydrangeas back, the first thing you need to do is give them a fresh cut. This is the before of the wilted ones, and I cannot wait to show you the after when I bring them back to life. Heather popping in from the future to say how beautiful is this early evening light, and the hydrangeas are back. Yay. Kettle is hot, and the water is very, very hot. And what I go ahead and do is give them a fresh cut. The wilted ones get a fresh cut so they can absorb the water with a fresh surface area, and I cut them at a dramatic angle so there's more surface area with which they can absorb the water. All right, so I'm gonna come back to this little jar. Oh wow, that's hot. I literally have to hold it with a linen. I'm going to come back to this in a few hours and see how they're getting along. Instead of doing the stems of hydrangeas, which are beautiful and wonderful and available year-round, this is a special time of year when we can find the hydrangea bushes everywhere. I highly recommend doing a hydrangea bush over the stems because, first of all, these stems, 12 were $20. This is 10. And when this is done, it's the season of planting hydrangeas, so you can plant it in the ground when it's done, and they will never die. They will never die. They will come back next year, and it's a beautiful thing. So I adore getting the bushes of hydrangeas. This one's so leggy, I love it. I really try to water this twice a week, like really give them a good watering because hydrangeas take a lot of water. And I love doing this. This is such a great gift too. What I highly recommend, you go to Goodwill or an estate sale and you collect beautiful little baskets that you can use as the vases. Now, a lot of times Goodwill will have plastic lined baskets and those are the best, but these are just as beautiful. So after I water my hydrangeas and they drain in the sink, I pop them in here and they are just divine. How happy is this? A great benefit of this too, not only does it not die, like this is going on week 3, not only does it not die, it's a beautiful arrangement. It's a natural, beautiful arrangement already. You don't have to like do any zhuzhing. You just have to pop it in a beautiful vase. So now I want to check on the hydrangeas that are in the boiling water. And there you have it. I hope that this is helpful for you. Again, this time of year, you can find these everywhere. I picked these up at Trader Joe's, and I've even got some new growth coming in. They're so happy. I'm so excited about this. It's just absolutely beautiful, and I love infusing my home with fresh oxygen. Like there's nothing quite like it. I've never even spoken about this before, but this is the best sleep mask ever. It's by, where is it? Drowsy. So it literally, and it's like it's perfect because it covers your ears too, which I actually really like. So, oh, another huge plus is on the inside, it has like the area for your eyelids so your eyelashes don't like get smushed. It's amazing. and Steven always steals it, but like I just love it so much. It's the best. I just thought I would tell you guys about that. I've never even talked about this before, but it's amazing. It's so worth it. It's so worth it. I will link to it. It's so great. I'm getting ready to run a couple of errands today, and yeah, by the way, these are still looking amazing from last week. But again, it's like the stems are only gonna last so long, but this is such a beautiful bouquet. Very thrilled that they are still looking so beautiful. So today I am running a couple of errands. I want to go to my favorite places to check out what is gonna inspire my next collection, because I'm doing a lot of garden flowers and I'm so excited. I love garden flowers. I love just individual little sprigs. They're so happy and they're timeless. And I've got this like kind of big crazy vision for a series of like 30 individual prints. Very excited about that. Like I just want to be able to have a series that if you want to cover a giant wall with individual prints, these will be absolutely beautiful. So this is something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I'm gonna start sketching it out, but I do want to go and just like sketch and see what I can find at my favorite places at Boxwoods and bring you with me and just see what inspires me, what speaks to me. So what I'm wearing is this gorgeous print brush dress. I love this dress so much. This is so cozy, and I love like the puffy sleeves. They're so happy. I feel so fancy wearing this dress. It has pockets, but I always have to dig around a little bit to find them. There they are. This is such an effortless dress. And so the shoes I'm wearing are the really most adorable little espadrille flats, like ballet flats from Patricia Green. These are so cute. I love the way they look. I love how they go with anything. Like I could put them with any outfit and they would just work. They are so beautiful, and I'm honestly still breaking them in. They run true to size, but I think out of all of her shoes, these are the tightest running ones. So just keep that in mind. I still wouldn't have gone up a size. It's just requiring a little bit more breaking in time than a normal pair of shoes, but that's not a big deal at all. They're very comfortable and they have a lot of support, which is so vital. So let's adjourn to Boxwoods and see the inspiration we can find. I love coming to this garden store. I try to get over here every week because it really just fills my creative well so much better than anything else can. And I love looking at the antiques. I really feel like when I look at antiques, I get transported through time, and it feels like a very rooting exercise. If you ever go into Boxwoods and are lucky enough to be there when Mo is working, do tell her I sent you, because Mo is the one who does all these beautiful arrangements, these permanent floral arrangements, and they are stunning. So across the street is where the garden store is. This is where the living florals are. There's still some permanent florals here as well, but they have everything so beautiful and summery and green. I fall in love every time I come into Boxwoods, because Boxwoods has a very special place in my heart. We grew up coming down here on the weekends, and we didn't live very far, but it was just such a treat to get to come and be here and drink in this inspiration. And now I get to live close by, and it's such a beautiful treat in the week to be able to stop in, take in the beauty, and see these flowers. They always have an amazing array of ready-made bouquets that will surely dazzle. This is the Hall of Orchids, which is so happy. I love the Hall of Orchids. It is such a beautiful place to be, and I love studying. These orchids are going to be another botanical in the series that I'm working on at the moment that I will talk about in a little bit. But I'm really studying these orchids, those big, darker ones. They're so divine. So the greenhouse is where I just come alive. I just want to live here. I would literally sleep here if they would let me. I love it so much. and there's so much beauty and life happening in this room. They've always got some new things, and I might have come home with this little one. And so now we are outside, which is just a wonderland. Today in particular, I was really struck with the geraniums. I fell in love with the charming little patterns on their leaves. The way they have a lot of beautiful lift. I was really studying the geraniums in particular. I mean, how happy are they? And listen to this. Knockouts. I had to share with you that beautiful soundtrack that I have while I'm out here. This is honestly like if the Cotswolds were in Atlanta, it would be something like Boxwoods. I wish I knew the names for all of these flowers, and they're so stunning, but sometimes it's just so relaxing to take in the beauty of the way the wind makes them dance, and that's enough for me. I don't necessarily need to know all the names, but I wish I did, just to tell you. I do know these are the dahlias. So stunning. They have the best herbs at Boxwoods too. I would be remiss if I did not encourage you, if you are looking for herbs, you don't need to go anywhere else. Boxwoods, it's the best. They have like the chef grade rosemary, like large rosemary trees, the best chives, the best mint. I've told everyone, get your herbs at Boxwoods. And now let's head home. I just got back, and oh my goodness, so much inspiration. I had to pick up this cute little guy at Boxwoods. How darling is this? I love the blooms. They're so charming. They remind me of ranunculus, and they're so happy on our coffee table in the living room. Oh, they're so sweet and dainty. I did the same thing that I did with the hydrangeas. This is another basket from Goodwill that I popped them in, and this one's great because it has the plastic lining. It's so fabulous. I actually don't know what this one's called because it didn't have a label on it, so if anyone can tell me what these beauties are in the comments, I would be most appreciative. They're so happy and dainty. I just think they're so charming.
Speaking of charming,
I love you so much. Oh, okay. How darling. I just need to sit down and draw. So I'm gonna meet you right there and grab my iPad and sketch. So before I ever get to the actual painting phase, I have a research phase, and I am kind of just starting a list of all of the flowers I want in this collection, all of the individual sprigs of flowers that I want in this collection. And the first step is sketching them on the iPad. So that's what I'm gonna do with you. We're going to just see where this takes us. I'm very excited though. I got so much inspiration today. So the first one I wanna tackle is, in my opinion, the hardest, the geraniums. I loved watching the beautiful rings in their leaves, and just, I love the lift of the geranium. Like, it's a long, tall stem, and I just think that's so beautiful. So I really want to make that impactful. Okay, first sketch of many, and I'm taking my time with these because there is no need to rush them. There's no need to rush them. I'm fully okay with it if I only finish one of these a week because I want them to be amazing. I want them to be a timeless staple collection. So, okay, so this is a rough sketch of the geranium, and I'll pop it on the screen here. I really like the white. I really like the white geranium. I think the understated elegance of less colors in Chinoiserie is actually where the beauty lies. Sometimes for me, the fewer colors used, the more beautiful in a Chinoiserie painting. And so I am really liking the idea of the white geraniums. That's why I sketched white. I think now I'm realizing I need to do a whole color palette for this collection, because it needs to be, I would like it to feel a little muted. I would like it to feel like that dried floral collection that I saw at Interiors Market. This was such a beautiful collection, and it really spoke to me. So I think that a muted color palette can go in any space, and that is something that I really want to lean into with this collection. So I think the white geraniums are my favorite. Yeah, I like it. I like it. And so I'm gonna give myself a little break and do some of my book, The Artist's Way. My good friend Sarah Catherine and I are doing this book together, and it's been wonderful. It's been absolutely incredible. If you are an artist, this basically helps you get rid of any creative blocks that you might have or that your inner child might have had. So it's a very intense book, but I've really been loving it. So I'm on chapter 7. Oh, I love this. This is literally what I have just been doing. Art is not about thinking something up. It's about the opposite, getting something down. If we're trying to think something up, we're straining to reach for something that's just beyond our grasp. When we are getting something down, there's no strain. We're not doing, we're getting. Someone or something else is doing the doing. Instead of reaching for inventions, we are engaged in listening and watching and seeing and letting the beauty come into our skin and heal us. I'm gonna highlight that. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little nightly routine and then make dinner. I've actually started doing my nighttime routine earlier because it gives your skin more time to like absorb the nutrients. I've loved doing my nightly routine earlier because I just love having it out of the way and done. My little face halo. Which is actually something I've heard a dermatologist say before. Like, it's best to give your skin time to absorb all the product that you put on your skin, which I put a lot of product on my skin. So that has been a very useful tip, because sometimes if I do my nightly routine too late, it's like I go to bed and all of the product just goes on my pillow. That's not useful. All right, I'll see y'all in the morning. Hey, gorgeous. Hi. Are you so beautiful? You are beautiful. You are just gorgeous. Good morning, love. Oh my gosh, I literally did not intend on my dress perfectly matching my flowers. But look how perfectly my flowers match the art. Also did not plan that. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous day. Duck Pond was so whimsical. I had the little ducky come up to me so close. I thought he was gonna hop in my lap. It was so cute. And then that crane. That's like only the second time I've ever seen a crane at Duck Pond. But this one, he landed like right in the middle of the park. And he was just like, oh, hello humans. What are we doing today? He was so unfazed. It was very brazen and it was beautiful. And I could not believe how close he let me get to him. It was gorgeous. So I just baked some sourdough. The house smells amazing. The house smells amazing for the entire day after I bake sourdough. It's magical. I'm wearing these shoes again today because I'm feeling much more comfortable in them. I feel like they're almost completely broken into and they're just so cute. Like they give such a great shape and they go with everything. They just go with everything. This is just such a great summery dress. It's by Inspo. I love the toile. It's amazing. It's so cute. So I'm very excited because today I am going to be continuing the beginning phases. Continuing the beginning phase of this garden flower collection. It's unnamed, but I'm so excited about it, and I'm gonna bring you in the studio and kind of show you like how I start the process of a new collection. Join me. Welcome to the studio. This is the best part of my day when I get to come into the studio and just get everything going and start a new collection. I know I've spoken about it before, but this is my favorite part of the process, is starting the new collection. It's always so fun to not know where you're going and then figure it out little by little. So I'm gonna give you a little studio tour and a look into my first steps. So first I wanna show you my desk area. My desk area is so happy. It's one of my favorites. I wanted it to be really cozy so that it would be really easy for me to just start painting. When I first started painting, a fellow artist said, make sure you're painting every day. And if it's a challenge to paint every day, then situate your room in a way that makes it easy to paint every day. So I definitely did that with my desk. I've got everything. I've got my Q-tips, my water well, my paint brushes, my paint well, my mixing well. I have everything there. And I also have a inspiration board. Right now it's quite bare because I need to order a new set of my fabrics that would really tie this room together really well. I love my desk. It's perfect and everything's just right there and it's great. So the desk area is one area, and then I come over to my drawers, which is where I have all of my completed work. So whenever I start a new piece, I go over to my drawers and I get out the papers, I will get out the pencils, and I start sketching. And then I usually start sketching on the easel because I like to stand as I work. I like to stand. I don't believe in sitting for too long. So during the sketching phase, I am at the easel. It's nice because I get to just flow and my pencil does the talking and I'm inspired by things, but I also go off of what I feel is right and what I want to communicate. So in sketching out the geranium today, I am really just thinking about what do I want people to feel when they see this piece? What do I want people to associate it with? Like a beautiful room, like what would be their dream room where this piece would go? And so that's how I get everything started in the studio. And I already spoke about a muted color scheme for this collection that I was kind of looking at. This is kind of what I'm talking about when I say muted. Like a paperback brown color that really makes the flowers pop. I actually wrapped this mat in fabric, which I think looks really dazzling. I think it just gives it another 3D little touch point. Like it gives it a little 3D effect where you just want to reach out and touch it, and it helps the art become even more tangible. But this is the kind of color scheme that I'm heading in. The background is going to be lighter. I think I went a little dark on this background, but that's great. I get to learn and make mistakes, and then I get to learn from those mistakes. But mistakes are still beautiful when it's chinoiserie art. So that's what I am referring to when I say muted color palette. Just FYI. I really love these peonies. This one makes me so happy. A lot of times as I work, one thing that you'll notice is I do a lot of erasing, and that's because I am so particular, just so particular. So I just start off doing shapes. I do the basic shapes. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm gonna get started with painting. I'm doing a little wash on the paper to give it an aged look. It's a very subtle brown, but I'm going to dye the paper before I start painting. You probably can't really even see what I'm doing, but this is an important step that will actually make all the difference. I never draw on just white. I always dye my silk, I always dye my paper, so it has a dimension to it. And I do a couple of layers of this. So like after the first layer dries, I do another layer. So I'll put up a white paper next to this. I don't even know if it's so subtle. This is the white and this is the lightly washed paper. It just gives it a elevated elegance to it. Little aged look. Got the preliminary sketch on the left and the final paper that I'm sketching on the right. Did I mention I'm a perfectionist, and this is the second sketch. I always do 2 sketches to make sure that I'm really happy with the outlines and the movement. So it is very faint, but the paper is dyed and I have started sketching the geranium and cannot wait to make some progress on this. So check back next week. I'm gonna be starting mixing the paint tonight and getting the colors perfect because again, I want a really good color palette for this series. A really nice neutral color palette. So yeah, that is a good stopping point for today. So excitingly, I am able to announce that La Mer, the pair of blue and white Chinoiserie originals on paper, is now available on my website. I'm so excited about these. I put a QR code on the screen if you want to check them out. I have gone ahead and dropped them off at Means Carney. And if you buy them there, they're framed and they are stunning. They're absolutely beautiful. And they're also available on my website. I do only have 1 pair of them, however, so I'm just letting you in on this news. And I wanted to show you a little bit of behind the scenes of how these pieces came to life. I love sharing these glimpses with you when the paintings really start to come together. And it's after all of the hard work with shading is done. You really get to make these final swipes and it starts to look like a Chinoiserie painting in the end. So I hope it brings you so much joy. Check it out on the website. There is only 1 pair available, and I hope you've enjoyed this week. Comment below with where you're watching from, and check out the video that I'm going to put on the screen next, because this is going to give you an entire day in the life of what I do as an artist, and I'm so excited to share that with you. I'll see you next Sunday.